Okay, so I am with the one and only Antonio Telekinesis, with the Telekinesis Master. We got our masks on. we're suited up for telekinesis, but today we're not gonna. Later we're gonna record. Anthony's gonna attempt to move my Siwi over the screen and stuff like that over on excuse me, under sealed container, glass jar. But yeah, for now we're just gonna do an interview. So Anthony, what how did you get into PK? And how did you find Trevor 7 and all that kind of stuff?
I actually, when I was a younger teenager, I'm 35 years old. When I was a younger kid, probably 17 years old, I was under a lot of stress due to my foster care life, and I had discovered that I could move objects when I was younger. I didn't know how I did it, but I was able to. I was always under a very calm, very frustrated mood, but I was always very calm and collective of myself. And there was one point in time I met somebody. I actually hitchhiked to their meeting grounds, like 20 miles away from me, and they ditched me in a store, and they left the store and didn't tell me. And I was wandering around the store looking for this person, and when I realized she wasn't there, something flew off a shelf. And a lady who had worked there saw it, and I looked at her. She's looking at me like all stunned, and I was like, "Yeah, you just saw that, right?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "I need to leave here." And I didn't really know how I did it, but it was a dish rack, the thing you put your dishes in after you wash them. And it was very large. And about 2 years later, I had dated a girl who had 2 kids with, and some stuff went down, and we broke up. And I found out she was dating another guy with the same name. I actually went home that day, and I popped 3 light bulbs in my house, just switching the switches on. And then I sat down on my bed and thought, oh my God, I just popped 3 12-foot ceiling lights one by one. I need to calm myself. And I remembered how I felt back when I was younger. And when I got a little bit older, I started following into the wrong path. As I felt, I was going down the wrong road. I had nothing good going. So I started looking on YouTube for plants that moved when you talk to them. They're called telegraph plants. And plants that move when you touch them. They're called sensitivity plants. Now, when I looked up these plants, Trevor 7 happened to pop up. It happened to do a telegraph and telekinesis. So I was like, well, who's Trevor 7? So it all came from searching for a plant that I now grow. It's a very cool plant. It moves when you talk to it. And Trevor 7 videos popped up on YouTube, and that's when I started having feelings back when I was younger about, wow, I moved something once. I wonder if this guy's figured it out. And I started watching him play around with feathers and foil, and something clicked in me, like, oh my God, he's not playing around, because I did this when I was younger, but I didn't know how. This guy's figured it out. Oh my God. And then I decided that I was going to learn to chi spin before joining his school. Like, I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want directions. I wanted to figure this out first. And then once I learned how to chi spin, I joined the school, and I spoke to him and said, watch my videos. What do you think? And he's like, dude, you're like me 10 years ago. He's like, you remind me a lot of myself. And we just became friends. I've never asked him for advice on how to do telekinesis. I've never asked anybody.
Okay. Anthony, just real quick, how long did it take you to move your first foil with a chi spinner? How long did it take you to do that from the moment you started?
I developed a way to create empathy. I stood foil up for like 20, 30 hours, and I just kind of rocked it back and forth in all directions, and I learned how it moved. And then I decided I just put it on a needle and started moving it, like with my mind. It wasn't even an issue. It just I did circle.
At that point, Anthony, was it under a glass container, or?
I could do it under glass. I didn't have control over it, and I wasn't quite sure how to do it, but it did move under glass. I just had to sit and stare at it, and it moved a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So I already had. Go ahead.
So pretty much after 20, 30 hours, you're able to move it under a glass container
Yeah.
after you built that empathy with the foil and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you learn
wow.
once you learn how the foil moves, you start being able to get further away from it, and then it still moves. So you know you're building some type of a magnetic attraction. Once that happened, I could actually move it under glass easier because the foil had magnetically bonded with me.
Okay.
So
pretty much, Anthony, that goes to my next question on here. So that goes to my next question. You said that you've been training telekinesis roughly for about 2 years now. And you said that you trained for about 1,000 hours. So roughly, you've been training telekinesis every single day for roughly about 3 to 4 hours a day? Am I correct on that, or?
For the first year, I put myself through 300 days of 4 to 5 hours from midnight to about 4 in the morning, doing everything I could think of. Everything, playing with feathers, playing with foil, playing with plastic, playing with paper, experimenting with moving energy. I pretty much fell in as deep as you could go, and I just dissected it as fast as possible because I felt if I didn't learn this and share it to people real fast, that nobody had any hope for the future. Like, there was something in me that said, hurry up, you need to do this, you need to help people, you need to pass this knowledge before it's too late. So I decided to teach myself, and then I created a DVD, which Trevor Seven owns it at his house. I actually sent it to him, and he watched it, and he said it was the first legit DVD that he had ever seen, and he congratulated me. And I have trained over 60 people off that DVD so far. So.
Wow. Okay. So Anthony, obviously, we're both friends with Tanuj. Tanuj is very big into training with the elements, and he say he no longer trains with a slide wheel and stuff like that anymore. What is your opinion? I mean, obviously you're an airbender as well, and so am I. What is your opinion on that? Do you think it's important to build that connection with nature, so to speak, or do you still believe that training with the foil and training with chi spinners is more important? Like, what is your take on that?
How I think it depends on where your mind is and what you want to do. I personally enjoy training with 2 or 3 or 5 chi spinners because I know how to make one move and the rest of them stop. I know how to make 2 move and the rest of them stop. I know how to bounce around, and I constantly train indoors because everything I do indoors I can move outside with. I can stand cards up outside and pull them over one by one. I don't have to use the wind. I create, I've built my magnetism inside, and I've built my relationship with energy outside, so I can combine them and use one or the other. I don't have to use the wind. I can actually specifically set up 10 cards and pull just a couple of them over outside. So I can use magnetism outside too. And that's the difference between what you want to train. I play with fire. I can put fire out. I've created lightning before, but it scared the shit out of me. So sorry. I didn't do it again. It was a sideways bolt. I didn't even strike down. I was scared to make something come down. So I thought of it going sideways, and a giant sideways bolt shot through the sky. And all I did was release a bunch of energy into the clouds. And then I started playing with the tree. When I started playing with the tree, the lightning sparked in the sky. So it was kind of a combination between aero and atmo. I was doing both to create lightning.
And stuff like that. Have you played around with rain at all?
Yes.
Summoning rain?
Yes.
How did that go?
I've actually walked around on a nice, beautiful day with my 10-year-old and thinking very, not depressedly, but thinking about things and the way life is going, it would start to rain. And it would stop within a minute after I've realized I'm thinking about the wrong things. I've actually taken heavy rain and turned it into sleet by making it come down faster. And then it stops within a minute or two after. And I've had people see this happen. They see the switch between rain and sleet when I'm playing with my pinwheels. So there's a mood connection I'm making with the atmosphere and my pinwheels together. It's all one. If you really believe everything is one, distance isn't real. The distance between you and I isn't really true, but it kind of is. Like if I can move something over the internet for you, the distance between us doesn't matter. So
Right, right,
yeah,
right. That's true. That's true. So Anthony, what is your current training routine like looking like right now? Like, do you, for instance, still train like 2 hours a day, perhaps, or with with the cards and stuff like that, or and do you like train another 2 hours of aerokinesis? Like, do you have like a specific routine that you're following, or?
I grab my camera and make a video. It's usually between 3 to 5 minutes, and that's it. I don't have to prior train. I just create new videos. I can tap into TK mode, like just set myself in it and do whatever I want. I can move trash. I can play with smoke. I can mess with trees. I can play with bushes. I can do whatever I wish. I can sit right in that mood and just create something new every time. So I train maybe 10 minutes a day for the last 6 months.
Oh, at this point you've been training 10 minutes. Okay, okay. So how long? So how long has it been since you started training only 10 minutes a day? Because you said they used to train up to 5 hours a day. So
What I realized was my whole life I never trained. So my battery was full once. So I started playing with my battery juice, and I messed probably 500 hours trying to figure out how to train people with making videos. So I've used a lot of my personal energy, and I haven't stopped to let it grow. You know, hey, you're supposed to take a break. Well, I never took a break. I just drink Ormus, and Ormus keeps me going, keeps me going, keeps me going, keeps me powerful. So I don't really take much break. I just train, 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 train. Uh, I don't I don't really get tired, and I don't have side effects. I just kind of like regenerate really quickly. It's really strange. Um, I started training 10 minutes a day maybe about 6 months ago because I started
wow,
realizing that I needed to grow my power now. I've trained for 700 days and never stopped. Now it's time to stop. Now it's time to let it grow. And what I'm seeing is everything is becoming, I'm moving fast. I move faster than I used to. Like I can jump now, like almost touch a 10-foot rim. I've lost 20 pounds. I've done a lot. I'm almost 40. My hair's starting to grow back in, and my eyes now see more HD. Like I'm starting to heal, I think.
so uh by doing telekinesis so much, have you noticed that you gained any other metaphysical abilities? Like, can you like lucid dream or astral project or anything like that? Or can you have you gained any clairvoyance? Like, did anything like that happen to you as a side effect? Or
I tell you what's happened is the ability to think a little bit faster ahead, like playing chess. You know, you play chess, you think ahead a little bit. Well,
mm-hmm.
I've always thought ahead my whole life, but now that I've developed this, I'm able to open a cupboard and reach out and catch something as it falls. I'm able to knock something over and reach over and catch it before it fully falls over. Uh, I'm becoming faster. Like reflexes are just there. Like I just move to do things, and some I don't even know how. And I've noticed my left hand has become ambidextrous. I was a fully right-handed person. Ever since I began training, my left hand has become intelligent to follow my right hand movements. So I now can do things with this hand
Wow,
that I couldn't do before. It's become balanced. Like there's
wow,
definitely a big change in my body and how I function. Yes.
wow, that is amazing. Okay, okay. So Anthony, you still are a firm believer that you don't have to do any meditation or qigong or anything like that, like Trevor does. You're a firm believer that as long as you're doing airbending and um, telekinesis and stuff like that, you can, get healthier and you can reach enlightenment, so to speak, open up your chakras and whatnot. Um,
That all depends on who you are. I mean, meditation is definitely something people do to calm their bodies and to focus their mind. But my life situation, I've learned to be that way as a normal person. I'm very calm and very focused at all times. So meditation for me is pointless. I can actually just do telekinesis whenever I want. I can do it at work. I could do it walking down the street next to 50 people. I can stand next to a tree and make it move when everything else is still and people are standing there staring at me. I don't care. So it's become part of me. And Trevor Seven is amazing. He's an older guy. And I think I've never done a lot of things people have done. Like I've never even bought a 6-pack of alcohol. I've never drank a 6-pack of beer in my life. I don't do cigarettes. I don't buy smokes. I don't do bad things to myself. And I've always stayed away from bad foods like bologna and hot dogs and canned foods like Chef Boyardee that are full of aluminum. I've always stayed away from that my whole life. And my last immunization shot, I was 6 years old. I have not had a shot since I was 6. I am pretty, my body's very pure. Like in the terms of the government wants you to have immunizations, I've had none. Okay. And I've never had the flu. I've never been sick. I've never had a cold. I've never had an ear infection, never had nothing. And I'm healthy. I've never been to the doctors, never had an x-ray. I am like a pure baby grasshopper in the field. Okay. And that's what I believe my energy is so strong for, is because my body's never been tampered with. It's never been injected with all kinds of things that mess my pineal gland up. It's been pretty, I've taken care of myself, and I still continue to. And now that I train, I take Ormus. Now my body's gone into like hyper mode from being healthy to being extremely healthy and full of energy. So my body's just changing.
Truly, you firmly believe that the practice of telekinesis can really, truly is something special, and it can really be impactful for the world and stuff like that.
Yes, absolutely. And you don't have to, you just have to build the magnetic bond with an object. You have to build that bond so it begins to respond to you naturally. And then things around you become much easier to get into. But you have to become magnetic. Create the magnetism. You are magnetic.
Right. Awesome. Okay. So, Anthony, like, what is your ultimate goal with telekinesis? Like, do you want to get to the point where you want to maybe like levitate your body and stuff like that, or do you have a specific goal in mind, or?
Share. Teach other people how to heal themselves, man. Teach the world and show them that dreams do come true with enough hope. It all started with hope for me. I thought I was crazy for about 20 hours when I'm sitting there playing with foil, hoping it would do something, and it didn't, but I kept going and going and going because of hope. And then now look at me, I can move 16 pinwheels. So it all begins with hope, and without hope, nobody can ever have a dream. Like, you have to dream, man. I dreamt big, and now I'm sharing it. So
awesome. That's so beautiful, Anthony. Awesome. It is plastic.
Okay. Can you prop your phone up next to it? Is that possible? Like, at least closer to it?
Is that good, Anthony?
I'm not really sure. It looks all funny because your glass is all like, your glass is ripply. Take the top off real quick. I'll show you. Yeah. Just leave it there for a second. Watch. Now I'm going to try to hold it. Watch. See how it totally changed what it was doing? Okay, now I'm going to try one-handed. See that?
Right.
Totally messing with it. Pulling it my way and the other way. Okay, now put the cup back over it. Now that I had a feel for it. There it goes. Starting to move. You see it?
Yeah. Wow.
It's a little bit hard. If you were to prop the camera up like next to it without touching it, it's a little bit easier. Because you're moving around too a little bit. You're like kind of shaking.
How about right here, Anthony? Is that get better? Wow.
Come on.
That is just.
Yeah, I got
it. Amazing.
Right there.
That is amazing. That is amazing, Anthony. You are seriously. You are
See?
Amazing, Anthony.
I can move it under your cup.
You are seriously amazing, Anthony. I don't even know what to say. Anthony. I just want to say, before you go, I just want to say one last thing. I mean, I just want to let you know that you had such a tremendous impact on my life, and I honestly consider you arguably the greatest spiritual teacher that exists right now, and one of the greatest spiritual practitioners ever. And I've never seen anybody that advanced with telekinesis as quick as you are and stuff like that. And I am truly, truly, truly blessed to know you and have you as a friend and stuff like that. Sometime this year, I want to definitely come meet you in Tanuj in the East Coast. So yeah, so.
Same to you, buddy. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for the interview.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. You have a great day, and thank you for that amazing demo. So.
Peace out, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye, Anthony.